Hey everybody, how's it going? Christian from Treasure Town here, and today we're going to be talking about all of the small dollars that have errors and varieties and what those are and how to look for them. So these include Susan B. Anthony coins, Sacagaweas, presidential dollars, American innovation dollars. There's lots of things to talk about, so I'll explain it clearly with photos, each one of them, as well as the values based off of what condition these coins are going to be found in. So looking forward to giving you that in the presentation. And you've probably heard of this one, but the first error to look for or variety is the wide rim, and it's going to be significantly closer to the 1 than normal, and as well as the 9. And I think it's easiest to compare when you have multiple of these side by side because most likely not all of them will be wide rim. It's a much rarer coin, so you can kind of compare, and if there's one that jumps out as being way closer, then you have the coin to look for. Now, the values, I did a comparison here because Mid-State 65 is still a $10 coin, but that's when it's graded. Realistically, people really aren't paying much more than $1 or maybe $2 for an uncirculated coin. And then Mid-State 67, it's still worth $500, the normal one, but that's going to jump to $1,500 if you have the wide rim. Now, on the proof coins, 1979S, there is a slightly better variety, and that is the Type 2, and the way to distinguish that is sharper ends of the S where you can see kind of there's space in between the S, whereas it's a much more filled S on the Type 1, which is the much more common version. In terms of the values, the normal one is about $20, proof 69 deep cam, and $80 in proof 70, whereas the clear S elevates slightly. It's $40 in proof 69 deep cameo and $120 in proof 70 deep cameo. It is a variety. It's not way more money, but definitely better in the lower grades as well, significantly more so than the normal one. In 1981, there's also the same issue, except I think that the clear S was a little bit more rare because the values start at about $80 if you have a clear S 1981, and then $450 for proof 70 versus only about $50 or $55 for proof 70 with the normal Type 1, which has that filled S again. So the clear S is what we're looking for here, and it's always going to be more valuable. Then we move on to the Sacagaweas. In 2000, there's a lot of different ones to look for. Goodacre was, I think, the person who came up with the obverse and the engraving design, and they were presented 5,000 $1 coins with a special presentation as their payment. But they were able to sell them. I think they got them all graded with ICG originally. Those have then been crossed over to PCGS and other different types of holders, but they were sold originally for $200, and that has kind of held as a base. But the better condition ones, of which there aren't tons, but I think most of them came back 67. A few came back 68 and 69. Special 65 strikes because it's not a normal coin. You can tell based off of the burnishing that's been applied to the coin that it's valuable is 225, and then special 67, 450, and then 4,500 for a special 69. There's also the Wounded Eagle variety, which is similarly valuable in terms of being in the few $100s to low thousands of dollars in really good condition. There's what looks like a spear or a wound right in the breast of the eagle, and it's pretty significant on the reverse of the coin. Then there's also what's known as the Cheerios error, and I think that these came in either Cheerios like cereal, or I actually don't know where these kind of how they entered the circulating coin supply, but it's going to have clearly feathered tail, so a normal coin isn't going to have any feathering in the eagle's tail, whereas the Cheerios will have it all along in each of the feathering, and it's very delineated, especially in that main centered tail feather. And the Mint-State 65 coin is worth about $3,000, where the Mint-State 67 is $6,000. So this is really one of the most valuable ones in terms of being reasonably attainable. They get found in circulation every once in a while. Then there's also the quarter mule, of which there have been like 15 found, and they're worth many thousands of dollars, like either buying a house or not every house can be bought for $200,000, but certainly a nice down payment. So that one is something you want to look for. They get found in like rolls from the bank every once in a decade or so. I mean, they had a lot more fines in the beginning, and every once in a while one more appears. And I think that there's one guy who like has purchased the vast majority of them, but he doesn't quite have a monopoly at the moment, so it would be great if there were some more fines. There's also two other errors. The presidential dollars, there is a lot of kind of confusion about them, but the first 15 had a lot of different missing edge lettering coins, and they just literally don't have the edge lettering. Their custom is to have it, and in this case they don't. And you want to be careful for ones that have been sanded off. That's not valuable, obviously. This is really a mint error. And for the first 15 presidents, the ones where it was more common, they're generally found for below $100. Not super valuable, but still much better than normal. And then for ones after that, if it's a genuine missing edge letter coin, they can definitely command a few $100s, and it's more about finding a specific buyer who's looking to complete the error set. And then this one, there's like no information on, but it exists out there. It was in the PCGS website, and I was like, whoa, I should probably include this in the video. They're a great source for finding a lot of these errors, and it's a 2018 D weak edge lettering. So I don't even know what they consider weak edge lettering to be, but apparently it was weak enough to garner having its own designation on a PCGS holder. So I'm going to go with that. This is something to look for on the innovation dollars as well. And marks one of the main errors to look for on newer coins that's officially, attributable, that sort of thing. So good luck finding all of these. There's, these are somewhat doable. Look in your proof sets, look at your gold dollars. There's plenty of things to find out there. Thanks for watching the video. I'd encourage you to like, comment, and subscribe for more content, and get in touch with me on my website, treasuretown.yt.com, Facebook, TreasureTown, Instagram @TreasureTownYT, or Twitter @TreasureTown_YT, and I'll look forward to seeing you on some of my future vids.